We got pulled over for a busted tail light in the back.
The shooting deaths of Philando Castile, Dante Wright, and most recently Patrick Lyoya at the hands of police all started the same way. And those deaths have opened the door to a major police reform trend in some parts of the country. Philadelphia, Los Angeles, Pittsburgh, and several other cities are banning minor traffic stops by police, arguing they overwhelmingly impact black motorists, aren't especially helpful in stopping crime, and can have fatal consequences. One of the first cities to give this a try was Lansing, Michigan. In July 2020, the Lansing PD implemented new guidelines that banned secondary violation traffic stops. That means things like broken windshield, cracked taillight, or tinted windows. But 2 years in, no one really knows if the policy change is working because the Lansing PD isn't following it.
The problem with the policy of that Lansing has of not pulling people over unless it's for a safety-related reason is that it's just a policy, and the police can and apparently still do it.
Councilman Brian T. Jackson, who was born and raised in Lansing, worked on this initiative with the former police chief and current mayor. As a public defender, he says he knows the community impact of these pretextual stops.
The stops, they break down the relationship with the community and the police, because if a certain portion of the community is stopped, even if they're not cited, that still leaves a bad taste in people's mouth.
According to the Lansing State Journal, since 2020, local police have made more than 300 stops for equipment violations and about 1,000 stops for registration issues. Two categories of stops that were supposed to end under the new policy.
It's short-sighted, and it's ill-advised, and it does not serve their community members.
Robert Stevenson is the executive director of the Michigan Association of Chiefs of Police, and he says these supposedly minor stops are important.
The federal government spent millions of dollars to figure out we need a third light in the middle of a car. Why? Because it avoids crashes, and it avoids injuries, and it saves lives. And you're much more likely to be the victim of a traffic crash and injury than you are the victim of a violent crime and such.
In Lansing and across the country, black motorists are disproportionately pulled over and searched compared to white drivers. And according to the New York Times, between 2016 and 2021, police have killed more than 400 motorists who were not wielding a gun or knife or under pursuit for a violent crime, a rate of more than one per week. Mike Lynn, a civil rights activist in Lansing, says his close friend was killed by the Lansing Police Department when they were both teenagers.
You know, at the time, it wasn't really Lansing Police Department focused. I really felt like it was like a reckoning, kind of, that police kill people.
While Lynn disputes the circumstances of his death, police say he was killed after a foot chase and exchanging gunfire with officers.
The more of those interactions that happen, the more people are going to be killed. So we have to slow down those interactions that aren't necessary.
No, stop. Put your hands up.
Stevenson says it's not the officers' actions that lead to these on-duty fatal shootings.
They aren't killed because the person had a headlight out. They're killed because they're bad people. Where they ended up dead is fighting with the police, non-compliance, and things escalated from there.
Lansing's new police chief says he is reworking the policy to make it clearer, but Councilman Jackson is hoping for something more concrete.
A guarantee that the police officers won't seek charges stemming from a non-safety related stop. No matter where it is, there's going to be critics and there's going to be proponents. I don't know how well it's going to go other places. I'm hoping that it goes well in Lansing and that we can be a model.
Now, Chance, one of the things that community members in Lansing allege is that Lansing police, rather than not doing these minor traffic stops, will radio Michigan State Police or East Lansing Police in the area to carry out the traffic stop for them. So, as with any police reform policy, buy-in from those rank-and-file officers is just as important as the policy itself. Chance?
Jamal Landris, thanks.